Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Ginger Force Apocalypse, the podcast. I'm Bert Rochelle.
I'm Muffin.
And that was Oakley. He wants to take a nap, so I just wanted to show him off for a second, and he's going to pass the fuck right back out. Today, we're talking about something I've been ragging on for weeks. It's one of my favorite versions of a video game that I've ever played. I'm talking Turtle WoW. It ended on technically, it was May 14th, was the last day of the server. And I kind of want to talk about what it was and what I loved about it. It had so much going on. But first, let's go into what was Turtle WoW. That's not the right one. Okay, go figure. Why would I have the right one up? Let me fix this real quick. It's still Gamergate. Okay, come on, let's fix that. There it is. This is Turtle WoW. There we go. We'll talk about Gamergate some other time, but I want to talk about Turtle WoW. So, I've spent many an hour playing this game, but I wanted to get the official definition because I've been at a loss for words today, so I want to get into it proper if I can. So, what was Turtle WoW? Well, it's World of Warcraft, technically speaking, but what Turtle WoW specifically was a group of servers hosting Mysteries of Azeroth, a rendition of Vanilla Plus diverging from client version 1.12.2. This expansion aimed to take a different path from the Burning Crusade, emphasizing the familiar Azeroth of Vanilla WoW over the cosmic battle with the Burning Legion. While being heavily based on the lore from Warcraft 3 and Vanilla WoW, Mysteries of Azeroth sought to enhance the game by adding content that matched the already well-established lore of the Warcraft universe. Which, even for my limited experience, it's so far been the best version that I've ever played. When I started playing World of Warcraft, it was on Warmane, a different and totally separate private server that focused on the Wrath of the Lich King, which was a totally different expansion, different kind of lore, but within the same universe. Then after Warmane, I got into the retail WoW through, Blizzard, and that was okay. I think Muffin and I even played that a little bit.
Indeed.
With our group. And again, it was fine. I haven't played it recently. I've heard some pretty rough things about it. But yeah, so it was fine. But I think what made Turtle WoW especially special so far, the first thing I want to mention is the lack of bots. Lack of bots is always great. That was one of the problems I did end up having with Warmane, was it's very bot heavy. What's another one? A lot of ganking. I get a lot of people with I can't remember what the term is.
Griefing?
Griefing, yes, but corpse camping. Like, it's not just they grief and leave. They would literally wait by your dead body so that when you respawn back in, they'll just kill you again. So that.
Yeah, that's griefing, Brittany.
That is griefing? Okay.
Yes.
Great.
It's a terrible way to grief, but
yeah, it's really,
it's very shitty.
Very, very shitty. But it did. Turtle WoW had a lot of things that no other iteration version, however you want to say it, of WoW had. Such as you could play as a goblin, which could be a contentious thing. So, the goblins, for the most part, are pretty neutral between, the war between the Horde and the Alliance. And they put the goblins on the Horde side. Which, lore-wise, I would need someone to kind of explain that to me a bit better. But I thought it fit fine. I think they definitely fit more on the Horde side than the Alliance, given the fact that a lot of their stuff is independent. The Alliance are kind of the ruling faction, and the Horde are, fighting against them, hence the World of Warcraft. So playing as a goblin and having their starter zone and their own quests was awesome and hilarious in its own right. let's see what. Oh, the high elves. I think they're the blood elves. Are what they're like the pretty sexy race of elves you can play as in most other versions. But the high elves in this version are Alliance, and they have their own little starting zone with all their own quests going on. And there's a whole subplot with this faction of high elves that have gotten really into mana crystals, and they're literally taking so much from it that they're making themselves sick. Not too dissimilar from what's it called? Methamphetamines. They're basically meth head elves. And there's this guy that's really trying to cure them. Like, one of your quests is to bring them this water that's supposed to heal them, make them better. And they just don't want any part of it. They just want their mana crystals, and it's a damn shame. But I think it's a lot of what made Turtle WoW so special. One of the ways that they made Turtle WoW so special were those kind of quality of life enhancements, the extra care and attention to lore, as well as other difficulty adjustments. Like, there's this one rare spawn over. I'm terrible at geography, no matter what I'm doing, real life, video games, whatever. There's so much. There's this one rare spawn called Old Sooty, and he's this giant bear that's basically supposed to, just rip you to shreds. Especially if you're playing on hardcore mode, which we'll get into in a minute. If you're playing on hardcore mode, he's an extra threat because it's in some zone near Ironforge. Again, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it. But he's in a zone, a mountainous area, where you're fighting all of these different things that are anywhere between levels 10 and I think the highest goes to 14. And then out of nowhere, you have this level 20 bear just wandering around.
I'd kill it, just for the sake of killing it.
See, I would like to, but the problem was I was on one of my hardcore characters, and I was like level 13. I was not winning solo against this level 20 bear when one crit can kill me. So, thankfully...
If it can bleed, it can die.
Yes, but if I don't have the right moves, I can't kill it.
Doesn't matter. If it can bleed, it can die. You saw that health bar move. It is now your goal to kill it.
But you're kind of SOL if you don't have, say, what's it called? A healer. You're kind of SOL.
Skill?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
So what I'm hearing is
it's a skill issue.
Skillless.
Yep, I'm just skillless.
I knew it. Lackluster.
Yep. They also implemented these things. I don't know if other versions have, called like fashion coins. I think it's mostly on the hardcore thing. I could probably do a whole other episode just about hardcore stuff, but the main difference between, just to summarize it, hardcore and, say, playing regularly is with hardcore mode, you do, if you die, you're dead forever. Like, you're have to delete your character and basically start over from a different character. You can't play as that one anymore. Whereas in most other versions of WoW, if you die, you just kind of have to walk a shame back to your corpse. And then you lose some armor. You get some damage on your armor. And there is a definite detriment to gameplay if you don't not only let yourself heal up first, but if you, say, talk to the angel instead of going back to your corpse, then you get summoning sickness, which reduces your stats. And you also, like I mentioned with the armor damage, you need to get your armor repaired, or, again, SOL. But that does lead into one of the other really special parts about Turtle WoW, were all the different challenges that you could mix and match for your characters, because you could just have your hardcore character, and that's fine. You can also have hardcore slow and steady, or just slow and steady. Again, all of these that I'm about to mention can be mixed and matched. Slow and steady basically means that you gain XP at like half the rate you normally would, which can help with pacing, as well as just a nice challenge. See how quickly you can get to each quest and still, level up at a reasonable rate. One of my favorites was the boars. I can't remember what it was called, like Boar Master or something. Where you only gain XP by killing boars. Which is, of course, a reference.
Interesting.
Well, it's a reference to the South Park episode I won't stop bringing up, Make Love Not Warcraft, where all the kids, in order to level up enough to defeat the dude who kept griefing them, was to hide in the woods and kill boars for weeks on end. So that was the only way you can gain XP in that challenge mode, is killing boars. There's also a Brewmaster one. Which
sounds
yeah,
boring.
That's pretty much why me and my friends never did it. We figured there's better ways to go about it.
I just thought it would be funny
No, that
to make the pun.
And I commend you for that pun. There's also
do you?
Yes, I do. I love puns. They're very punny. What's the thought? Right. Brewmaster. That one has to do with something being able to produce your own liquors. I can't describe that one super well because I didn't play that one. Trying to think of some other
I would have
ones.
figured it would have been something with liquor, being that it's brew.
I'm going to look up all the Turtle WoW challenges real quick. Actually. No, that's not all of them. Challenge modes. Challenges boots. Hardcore, boring. Hey, it's called boring.
Is it?
I guess it is.
That's hilarious.
That's not what I wanted. Excuse you. Oh, they have a boar farming route. That's nice. Turtlecraft. Here we go. Yep, the Turtlecraft site is still up, thankfully, so I can at least look at I can reference what I'm talking about. You see boring adventure, there we go. So we've got the level 1 lunatic, which is where you'll earn exclusive titles to prove just how far a noob can go, all while staying level 1. Earn 10,000 honorable kills to show you're more than just fresh meat. Reach exalted with at least one faction to prove that even a tiny hero can have powerful friends. Obtain the Arena Master Trinket to demonstrate that even at level 1, you're an unstoppable force of nature. Complete 100 quests available to you, earning the respective tutorial NPCs everywhere. So, too long didn't read. You're kind of psychotic if you try this one, but as you play the game, you never progress past level 1. So you're basically seeing what you can do at that level. Of course, yep, boring adventure. In this challenge, leveling up is a real big deal. Experience comes exclusively from slaying boars. The achievement title, The Hambringer. Here's the other one. Yep, I knew I was going to forget this one. Exhaustion. No longer gaining rested experience, but your weapon skill gain will be doubled. And the rested experience is so if you look at your XP bar at the bottom of your Warcraft screen, you'll find your XP bar, which shows how far you are into the next level to progression. And they and the normal XP color is purple. But if you, say, sleep in an inn, or in this case, there was a whole other profession you could take, survival, you could learn how to build a tent that you can rest under, which will give you an XP boost. So picking the exhaustion challenge basically means you don't get rested experience. Gets to go without. War mode, I've seen some war hardcore characters, which kudos to you. It's where you cannot disable PvP. So, if you turn your PvP flag on, that means other characters from the opposite faction can fight you and potentially kill you. If you turn it off, then they can't. With war mode, you're basically taking that option away from yourself. Anyone can fight you at any time. It says you can no longer disable PvP, but experience gain from all sources is increased.
See, that just sounds like fun, though.
Yeah, that does sound fun to me. I'm saying, I've seen some people go on war mode, exhaustion, and hardcore all in one character. And that's just psycho.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's some psycho shit to me. But you know, if it works, it works. And finally, I didn't even explore this one at all either, nor did I really see it a lot, but it's Live the Simple Life, Vagrant's Endeavor. You'll be forced to wear nothing but poor or common quality gear until you hit level 60, and you cannot wear enchanted items. So,
I mean, that doesn't sound difficult.
well,
Sounds tedious, but not difficult.
I feel like it'd be a little of both, and I think that's mainly I learned a lot about enchanting with my last Turtle WoW character because she was my
I was about to say, I really wish you would have said enchanting from Minecraft, because that would have been just perfect.
I don't know how to enchant in Minecraft. To this day, I don't know how to do it. I couldn't.
You just get some books, throw it in the table. That's it.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you. But no,
it's not even difficult, Brittany.
I'm sure it's just not a thing I've explored at all. I say often, I haven't explored it at all. So the dealio is right. So the thing with poor and common gear is So the reason I would say that presents quite the challenge, at least to me and my friends, is me and our friends that play Warcraft together. We've done multiple dungeons multiple times over trying to get specific gear sets because these gear sets are really good for particular people. Say the Windhorn Canyon, which was a Turtle WoW exclusive dungeon because it's one they made up and they built and it's fucking awesome. They had at least 6 or 7 bosses in these dungeons, each dropping a different Windhorn gear, which increases things like mana regen, the effectiveness of your healing spells, spirit and intellect, all of which are really good for whoever's the healer in your group, because you don't want your healer to run out of mana. And you want their healing spells to be effective. So I think we ran Windhorn Canyon at least 6 or 7 times, just trying to get that full set. And I think we did end up getting close, if not getting it. Though we did find out a little cheat, because we were a full druid group, and there's this river thing that leads right back to 2 of the main bosses. And when you get to a certain level of druid, when you get into water, you gain the ability to turn into a manatee, and you can just swim really fast past all the other mobs and just go straight to the boss. Or alternately, you can stealth kitty through, which it's what it sounds like. You turn into a cat, you stealth mode, and then you sneak past everything. Good stuff. We've stealth. I think we stealth kittied through. Oh God, what was that one? Not Zul. We didn't do Zul'Farrak with this group. Trying to think of what it was. Wailing Caverns, I think it was. I think we did stealth kittied Wailing Caverns a lot. But I can't remember if it was that dungeon or the other dungeon. Again, I'm at a loss for brain power right now. It's just not working for me today. But we went through another dungeon multiple times trying to get this full gear set for our buddy who wanted to be able to turn into a snake. Because snake is not one of the druid forms. But if you have the full set of gear from the one dungeon, if you wear it all at the same time, you just get the ability to turn into a snake, and it's just kind of cool. Plus all these other
That sounds pretty cool.
Plus all these other stat boosts. All that to really get into that Vagrant's Endeavor challenge, because with the Vagrant's Endeavor challenge, all that's just kind of a waste of time, because you're not going to be able to wear any of the stuff from the dungeon. Because if you're only wearing, how do they describe it again? Common or poor quality gear, the way you differentiate between those is the different text colors. So as you go through the game, you'll get better and better gear. Say, what is it? The poor quality gear will be great. Will have gray text as the title. And then if it's common, it's white. If it's better than white is green. That's when you start getting your stat boosts and everything, because some things will have like +5 strength, +4 stamina, some combination of all the stats. And the higher the level of the gear is, the more the combination of stat boosts you'll get. And it goes, again, the lowest is gray, then it goes up to white, green. I think then next is blue, and then purple. And so basically green to purple under Vagrant's Endeavor become auction house fodder, or equivalent to just vendor slop, whatever you want to call it. But it's basically shit you're not going to use because you can't until you're level 60. So yeah, I think that would cause quite the challenge, not being able to not have those innate stat boosts, but also not being able to wear enchanted items, because enchantments, as you can imagine, also give you stat boosts and other types of goody things. Like one enchantment that I learned how to do was to what's it called? Increase your health by 50 by just putting enchantment on a chest. Which again, 50 health doesn't sound like a lot. It could also be the difference between life and death. So
I mean, 50 does sound like a lot.
yeah.
If you've played like games where even the smallest amount of stats is kind of like a big thing,
Yeah.
like 50 is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you and I have played Destiny, so even
Yeah. No, I get it.
like when we went through all the armor stuff, a little bit counts.
Oh yeah, 100%. And sometimes you can only have one enchantment per armor piece to begin with, so you can't stack, say, a plus 10 stamina boost, which is a lot. I don't even know if I was able to do that. But say you had the plus 50 health that you can enchant chest with, and the enchant chest to give you like plus 10 stamina. You can't have both of those on one armor piece at a time. You gotta pick one. So it's just whichever one's gonna do better for your stats overall. And it's just kind of what you gotta learn how to do.
Yeah.
Which, when in playing Turtle WoW, I think it was... I have a lot more memorable experiences, I think, having played Turtle WoW than even just like classic WoW. Like Warmane, I've got a lot of good memories from, a lot of memorable experiences because of the people I played with, and because it was, one of my first endeavors playing. But now that I've been playing for a few years and I've played multiple versions, I can't even think of like... I can think of special times I've had with, people playing World of Warcraft in general, but I feel like something about how Turtle WoW did their server was just so well thought out and special, and they just did a good job with it. Also, the economy on the auction house was much better, not so inflated. But I think what really made it special were the GMs, not only because one of the really cool things that you were able to do, if you're having trouble with something, you could just contact the GM directly, either through the world chat or through their Discord. There's generally someone online at all times that's like, hey, my character's stuck. This quest is bugging. Help. And there's, something that they could be done about it. And if there wasn't, there's at least communication to that effect.
Always somebody there to help.
Yeah.
Is what you're getting at.
Yes, exactly. But also something else that's unique specifically to Turtle WoW is the radio. They had DJs running at all times. Obviously, they obviously worked in shifts like most radio stations do. But there was a radio at all times playing some kind of music. Sometimes it was just a straight song. Say the very last song played on the server during the end of the world party was Closing Time. And they just played that song. And it was, everyone got real emotional. There were a lot of chat bubbles coming up, stating how sad they were. And they're like, it's been a pleasure playing with y'all tonight. I think I even quoted Titanic a couple times saying, it's been an honor and a privilege playing with you gents this evening. I love just trying to be sappy. And
I'm sure a lot of people got it and were like actually getting upset.
Oh yeah. A lot of people in the world chat were like, I just started playing like 2 weeks ago. What the fuck? And we were all like, sorry.
Yeah, but those are the kind of people that don't actually do any sort of like research on the game.
They just saw World of
Or
Warcraft.
like,
Yeah, they saw Turtle WoW and
yeah,
said, I want to try playing.
what's a free version of World of Warcraft?
There's
And then got shit on.
Warmane is a popular one still. I think OctoWow is one that's come out recently that is gaining some traction. Project Ebonhold's a different kind of game, but it is still based in World of Warcraft. Project Ascension's another one. There's a couple different private servers that people have been moving to. Epoch is one I haven't touched or seen, but it got talked about a lot in the world chat. There's a lot of different private servers that people have been trying to disperse to now that Turtle WoW has been cruelly taken from us.
I want to say cruelly, but
I would 100%. It was so good. It's so fun. And the radio, it wasn't just like there was a whole. I guess the radio especially made it super special because it wasn't on at all. Well, it was on at all times, but it wasn't like forced in your ear. You could still just listen to the in-game, in-world music, keep that ambiance. But they really made a kind of meta culture to it with the radio because it wasn't just okay. Here's my playlist. I'm playing some songs. There you go. Have some music. Like the DJs had personalities. They were in character. There were even advertisements between songs for like in-game products that were questionably real or not real. They just got into it and they really fleshed out the kind of everyday of this world and kind of gave it some levity, which was nice. They gave it levity without making the game into a joke because obviously you want to take the game seriously because I think the phrase, the whole, it's just a game. Like, yeah, sure, it's just a game. It's a good kind of way to calm yourself down and not take things too seriously because there is a line of not taking things seriously enough and then not taking things seriously at all. Or, I mean, taking them too far. You know what I mean? They're extremes. The low end and the high end is what I'm trying to get at.
yeah.
But I think they really just hit that balance with the radio, and they made it fun. And in addition to popular songs that have been around for new releases, they didn't play a lot of new releases. I'll admit it was mostly like older songs, or at least more remixes of more popular ones. But they played independent music from indie artists. They hosted radio shows. They did play some hits. You did hear Panic at the Disco and Queen occasionally. But that was the fun of it, is you didn't really know what was going to happen. It was just, oh, let's see what the DJ's up to today. Let's see what his vibe is. And it did
You saying Queen was a hit is kind of ridiculous, to be quite honest.
Was Queen not a hit?
Not nowadays, no.
Are you sure?
Positive.
They still play We Are the Champions at sporting events.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's a hit. Hits would be like, I don't know, modern music that people can't stop playing.
People still do this. We Will Rock You. Come on.
Yeah, it's nostalgic.
Gonna put a pin in that.
Oh, look at you sounding like me.
What?
I said, oh, look at you sounding like me.
Yeah, it's about that time. I can't help it, but no, there's a whole culture and people like finding a group in Warmane is kind of hit or miss. A lot of times because it's such a popular server, people are already in groups, da-da-da. But I found it a lot easier not only to communicate with people on Turtle WoW, but to find a group. Say, we ended up getting priests a lot, which is not what we wanted. We wanted DPS, but hey, extra person's an extra person. Not going to complain. But actually being
she's actively complaining.
being able to actually talk to people in the game and communicate within the guild. Because I find a lot of times, say, in a lot of guilds, you'll just get a lot of weirdos that are just kind of spewing stuff without wanting any actual feedback. They're just kind of spamming to spam. Whereas in this one, it was, oh, hey, who needs this? I have a 5 stacks of silk cloth. Who needs that for whatever? And then it was like a first come, first serve. Send it through the mailbox or trade it. We actually got a good collection of like rune cloth bags. Right at the end there, because some level 60s was like, I got all this materials and I don't need 20 rune cloth bags. Who needs some extra bag space? And I was like, you're an angel amongst men. Because inventory management is across all versions of WoW is one of my weakest points. So many times we'll be like, oh, we need to loot this thing. My inventory's full. What do you mean your inventory's full? Well, you see, I picked up a lot of trash from this slime, and I was trying to save it so I could hawk it for money, but now I realize I can't.
Tisk.
Right.
Just have better management skills,
It is a skill issue. It's on me, but I'm just saying more bag space is more better. And that's really what I wanted to end on, was the radio and the DJs really made a culture and a sense of communication within the game, because they would encourage, obviously, interaction between the chat. The chat, even without the DJ's encouragement, would be communicating, like, what the fuck is you playing today? Like, da-da-da, or, yes, the song that I like, that tickles my earlobes or whatever. I don't know. But...
Does it rustle your jimmies?
It rustles, my jimmies are thoroughly rustled. Like, all of that, but... I really hope Turtle WoW does come back in its own way. The radio station is still active. If I pull it up, I'm not going to pull up the audio, obviously, but I should have it. Oh, let's see, bookmarks. I should have it in my bookmarks. Where are my bookmarks? Where is it? Sort my bookmarks. Oh, what the fuck is that? Sorry. I don't know what some of my
What the
bookmarks
fuck
are.
is that?
Here it is. It's called Out of Bounds Entertainment now. So if you want to get a taste of what it was like to play Turtle WoW, I guess Octo WoW's a pretty close one, or what's the one you sent me was actually Cappy Craft.
Octo WoW is what I'm talking about.
Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah, Octo WoW. Play Octo WoW and then listen to Out of Bounds Entertainment at the same time. You'll get kind of a feel of what it was like. But it is a bummer that it's not currently active the way it was. I am hoping it comes back in some way if it can, but they are having an announcement in June. I don't know what that announcement's going to be. There's no guarantee that it's the grand return of Turtle WoW, but I'm going to keep an eye out on that Discord server because it is still quite active. And I guess to close out this episode, Muffin, I want to know, do you regret not hopping on the Turtle WoW train, or do you at least wish you had hopped on for a little bit?
Are you asking me?
Yes, you! My co-host, I've been yapping at
Let me... Play a game that has no value
It was an active
to an
server.
adventurer.
It's so
To
much
an
value.
adventurer.
I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna send it to the Discord fucking server. Get you canceled. Go follow my friends.
I played. What is that one that we played?
I think we played on Classic on retail.
Okay, so we played Classic.
Yeah, we played on.
It was pretty fucking mid, to be quite honest.
Well, and that's what retail is. Retail WoW is mid. Turtle WoW.
You forget, I also had the other one where it was
Warhammer?
strictly just Wrath of the Lich King or whatever.
Yeah, I think that was still was that through BattleNet?
No,
No, what was it though?
you had me download it from an actual site.
It's probably Warmane then.
I mean, I played that again. Still wasn't very wowed.
Pun intended.
Not really. It's just it has its own group of people.
Yeah.
And I mean, from that group of people, like people enjoy it, sure. I just was not one of them. I didn't enjoy the way that the game played. My wife even tried to get me to play Rift, which is pretty much the same thing as far as I'm concerned.
Uh-huh.
Just wasn't a huge fan. You know?
Fair enough. And, not
I've
every game's for
tried
every
it.
person. Yeah.
I can't say that I haven't tried it. I've full on put my effort into it. I've put in a couple hours into that game. I've put in a couple hours into Rift.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not my cup of tea, I guess.
Not your cup of tea, and that's okay. But what I want to hear from y'all now is what y'all thought of Turtle WoW. What part of Turtle WoW do you want to hear more about? I will go on a separate episode talking about how hardcore really made me play the game better and just life in general. I don't know, I just got better at stuff. But I'll save that for a different episode. For now, I will thank the fellas at Turtlecraft for making such an amazing server. I hope they can come back. I will be listening to Out of Bounds Entertainment again soon. But until then, I hope y'all enjoyed this stream. Be sure to, catch us every Tuesday. We start at 11:30 Central Time, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we just yap about, and then the episodes go live on OFTV and YouTube. So check all those links out. It's got my stuff and Muffins at Linktree/GFA Entertainments. And the live streams are hosted on my little channel, my little Twitch channel. And that's that and all my other socials. I've got Instagram, Twitter, X is Twitter. I've got all the socials at BritishShell.com and BritishShell.card.co.
You find me at Linktree/MuffinSincere, where I hack a lung up in your face every 20 minutes.
Especially on our co-op streams, where I can't wait to see what spells you cast with your hacking.
I cast mucus.
Right? Oh, hey, that one worked. And until next time, thank you so much for watching and or listening to another episode of Ginger First Apocalypse, the podcast. And keep fapping, folks.